Everybody goes through a rough spot. It's not avoidable, it's inevitable.
It gets dark sometimes. You can get in like a low place, and I get kind of lonely because you don't want to burden people.
People looking down on me or not supporting my passions, not being there, or saying that they support you and they really don't. It makes me insecure, like I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I shouldn't do it anymore.
I've seen a lot of self-deprecation and low self-confidence. A lot of times that stops us.
I think the biggest thing is expectations from others. Society has this idea, right, of what an ideal life looks like.
Doesn't have to do with money like everyone says, like what society thinks all the time.
You have to graduate by this certain time, or you have to get married before 30.
I think social media is huge. You look at your feed, and it's just like the best parts of like everybody's lives. And like you look at that and it's like, oh, is my life supposed to be like that?
Because of social media and stuff, people are just really more open to say whatever the hell they want just because they're behind a screen.
Don't chase the likes, the follows. Be your authentic self.
I often let what's surrounding me control me. It's taken a good while to learn to stop that, to mainly focus on what's happening within myself, and from that, let it flow into my surroundings.
It's honestly not caring what other people think, doing what you want to do.
You should only compare yourself to the old you.
Don't try to be better than anyone else. Just be the best version of yourself.
I think I would feel the pain, accept it as it goes.
So in meditation, it differs from just everyday life when I'll just ruminate on it. It's like, okay, I see this is what I'm worried about, and I'm gonna acknowledge like wherever the feeling is coming to me physically, if it's causing, maybe tight chest, or if I'm jittery, whatever physical symptom that might like arise from worrying about it, and I'll just see it and just let it pass and do its thing.
To me, like anything that is like tragic or negative, how I deal with it is usually I try to outlook and think of like the positive of what could come of it. And like anytime you go through something negative, it's crazy how much you learn about yourself.
Look for the positive in all the negatives. Something bad happens to you, it's because you need to learn something. If you're going through a traumatic experience, it's because it's gonna make you stronger. There's always a positive reason for all the bad things that happen to you.
To me, it's the total opposite. If there's a negative, there's a positive. So when you fall down completely at the bottom, you can only look up from there.
Don't expect things will be better. Work on being grateful.
Just that feeling, I kind of almost enjoy that like eerie feeling and that kind of shitty feeling. Kind of like tattoos. It's like, doesn't feel good, but like the pain is like oddly satisfying. So I try to like look at like tragic and negative things as more as a positive thing, learning from it and dealing with the hardships or whatever it is that you're going through and growing and being a stronger person from it.
Don't be afraid to fail. Appreciate the lessons.
Sometimes it could be forgiving myself, just being there for yourself like you would for somebody else.
I have learned that we have to fill our own cups first and then move from there to others.
Sometimes it's different for everyone. Like for some people, like finding a penny on the floor randomly will make them happy. Some other people, they would want to get this certain job, and if they don't get to that level, like they won't be happy until then. And I think a lot of people limit themselves on what makes them happy.
It's usually like cleaning and just like doing simple things like chores. Like, oh, let me just clean my room and organize it and change my sheets on my bed. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I just did that simple thing. And like, how am I that in a better mood? And it's just like, because you accomplished something. And I noticed too, like a lot of people's problems kind of comes from like people being bored. If people were always busy, you wouldn't have all these people complaining. They'd be too busy to complain about things. So often I'm like, go do something.
Don't strive to be so comfortable. Be fearless of growth.
It's easier to stay busy and keep on moving and keep on going forward than dwell on the negatives. So typically, like I get punched, I let it hurt, I let it soak in, and then I'm like, all right, time to move on. It's just like the gym. It's just like working out, you know? Like the first 2 weeks, it sucks. You know, you're sore. And then like you go back to the gym and you're like, dude, I'm getting a good pump, I'm feeling good, I'm starting to see results. It's the same exact thing, you know, with life.
I think people get confused, like, I will be successful if. I think if, as long as you're working towards something, you're just actively trying to make yourself better, then that's success to me.
Success could be like conquering a single thing, you know, like a bachelor's degree, but it still goes on, you know, just because you got your bachelor's degree doesn't mean like it's done. I feel like it's not a line, you know, it's something that keeps on going. There's no end point.
Don't focus on being at the top, focus on each small step.
If you think, how am I gonna do this? Are people gonna like what I'm doing, or am I gonna fail at it? Is this gonna work? If you're thinking about all of that, that's just gonna slow you down.
I've been like, well, who would read it, or how much should I, you know, write? How much should I charge? And in doing that, I won't write. So now I'm like, well, forget all of that. I just need to write it.
Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it.
Find things that you love to do, passions filling your heart in a positive way.
Whatever that makes you smile, like wake up in the morning and, you know, just want to keep going with your life.
So I think it starts with like, you need to know who you are and what your purpose is and what you want out of life, and who you want to be. And then I think the chips will like fall where they need to. Without worrying, like you said, about, well, what is the reward going to be?
Don't just follow the crowd, live your purpose.
Knowing I made somebody smile, hearing the sound of laughter sometimes.
If you were in a room full of people that were laughing and you walked in to that room, it would be hard not to smile. It's easily seen, and I also feel like it's easily transparent.
That's why you gotta be that person. You know, the type of person that you wanna meet and look up to.
It's created within me. I'm a firm believer, like every day is a new day.
Don't hope that someone will fulfill you when you have so much to give.
Don't look towards the future. Enjoy the present moment.
Don't wait for your next vacation. Do something you look forward to every day.
Don't hold on to perfection. Let it go.
Don't try to change the past. You're not the same person you used to be.
Don't hold on to an identity or even define yourself. Why put a limit on who you are?
You are enough. Don't pursue happiness.